Hey everyone, welcome back, and this is my review of Parasyte, Episode 1. This was an amazing first episode. Madhouse, I think, is finally starting to come back from the rut that they've had earlier this year. Earlier this year they had, Maho Senso and Mahoka. But I think, and granted they did do Hunter x Hunter 2012 as well, or 2011 as well, which recently ended, but still, I think they're finally starting to come back from the rut when it comes to seasonal anime, okay? And this episode was really fun. First off, the animation was so fluid and so good, okay? It didn't have a lot of the outstanding animation you might see in, say, Fate Stay Night, where, literally everything on screen is moving at once, especially in the fight scenes. But in this episode, there was at least one or more things moving on screen at once in every single scene. Okay? Except for maybe a couple seconds here and there. So that's really fucking good. Okay, that qualifies as great animation in my books. So yeah, the animation is really good. I also really like the art, the art design as well. The character designs, the music's really good, the ending's really good, and so is that fucking opening. Oh my god, I love that fucking opening so much. And I don't usually like J-pop either, but that was a really good fucking opening. Okay. So what's the main premise of this episode? Well, we have our main character, Shinichi, who ends up getting a parasite burrowing into his arm, basically right here, and crawling up it, which looked painful as fuck, by the way. And then it basically bonded itself to Shinichi. Shinichi's now its host. However, it doesn't seem to be like a cruel parasite, at least not yet, because it doesn't really seem like it's just trying to use up Shinichi. It really seems like it wants to coexist with him, and that's kind of what I respect about this particular parasite, is that it does feel like it wants to coexist with humanity, although the other parasites might have an issue with that. Also, humanity might have an issue with that too, because we don't get along with others. Although in terms of Shinichi in this episode, I don't think it's so much that. I think it's just the fact that he was terrified of it, But either way, though, and another really good question I have, though, is how come this parasite is like that, though? Because all the other parasites that we've seen in this episode, which has been 2 so far, seems like they just use up the host completely till they don't have any personality left or free will left, and then they just send them on basically just killing sprees, eating everything and everyone in sight. We saw this in this old man who killed his wife and daughter in this episode. Not old man, but this grown man who killed his wife and daughter in this episode. And then with the influence of the parasite, of course. And then in this dog who just kept killing other animals. Okay. So why is this parasite so different? Is a really big question that needs to be asked here. Okay. Now, but because you'd think that Shinichi would just go and kill his parents and then kill anyone else he came in contact with, So yeah, but anyways, though, overall, I thought this episode was really, really good. One of the best first impressions of the season so far. Okay, it was really creepy, and I love that. Okay. Just coming off of watching Corpse Party finally, which was a lot creepier, but that reminded me the reason why I'm bringing it up, even though these are nothing alike, by the way, is because that reminded me how much I love creepy anime, and this also reminds me how much I love creepy anime, or creepy things in stories in general. Very good first episode. Okay, I definitely recommend this if you. Also, censorship. There is no censorship. What is it with this anime season having so much anime with no censorship? Granted, Terraformers has a lot of fucking censors. But this is not the first anime this season that has so much violence and has literally no fucking censors. What's with that? I mean, I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining at all. But I'm just saying, like we had this. We had a Garo. I remember we had what was it? Cross Amge that really has no censors in terms of what it provides. Shingeki no Bahamut, as I recall, if I recall correctly. So yeah, there's several anime this season that have lots of things you'd expect to be censored and have no censors. And one of the biggest things that shocked me about that is this animal violence in this episode, because it doesn't bother me at all. One thing I've heard many times in the past is that due to Japan laws, anime actually have to censor animal violence for TV broadcasting. They have to, but you not only see the Parasyte turn this fucking dog into this like deformed creature, and that's being generous with it, but also you see Shinichi's Parasyte literally rip out the dog's fucking heart, and it's not censored at all. And I fucking love it. Seriously. This is really fucking great. A great episode. I have to recommend this wholeheartedly. This was really fucking good. So anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. These after you guys, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.